Hi Scorpio, and welcome to your August predictions reading. I had to think again. I took a little break between you and Cancer, so my mind is not back into the spiel of things. For those who are new here, bear with me. I've got a little spiel that I got to rattle off while I shuffle your cards. So this is going to be a general predictions reading for the month of August. If you're after love-specific readings, I do them on this channel every month. We have your mid-July to mid-August one up for Scorpio, and I will be doing the mid-August to mid-September ones very soon. So do subscribe and join the family to be notified of those mid-month love predictions readings in mid-August. Now let's get into it. I'm going to start by pulling 3 oracle cards from this deck, which will tell us the 3 main themes your sign can expect to experience in the month ahead. For Scorpio, what are their 3 main themes, please, Spirit? What are Scorpio's 3 main themes in the month of August? What are Scorpio's 3 main themes in the month of August? Ooh, we got a cord. What are Scorpio's 3 main themes in the month of August? Thank you. One more card, please, Spirit. I'm going to use the Sexual Magic Tarot deck for you because you're my Scorpio berbers. Not every sign got this deck, but I feel like if I don't do it for Scorpio, I'd be doing you a massive injustice. So let's use that deck. Now at the back of the deck, you have the Grape card reversed, Abundance reversed. How do I feel about this? Let me just smoke some Palo Santo while we get into this. Abundance reversed. I feel like something is either proving to be unfruitful, or there is a feeling of you trying to control the outcome here because that card has Sagittarius on it. Sagittarius's energy thrives when it is very in go with the flow and in the moment, and it kind of needs to be surrendered. Like it needs to be in tune and in flow with the current energy. So if you force the situation to do anything except that, then in this case you can experience either a lack of abundance or just feeling stalled on your journey towards your abundance. Especially with 23 reversed, it makes me think that we're fixated on something instead of being loose and open. So the general vibe here is that you could be experiencing certain delays towards specific areas of your life that you are fixated on, which could be limiting your ability to feel joy and happiness and optimism as well. Let's have a look though. I know that sounds like a heavy message, but we're going to get into it. Let's have a look at your main 3 themes. First card we have is positivity. Positivity. The number 40 is on this card. We have air. We also have Leo. So this is interesting because I feel like that positivity card is directly connected to what we were just talking about. I can't help but also feel like that marigold energy is really about your mindset. And I think with Leo being on there, there is a feeling of just choosing what you pay attention to in August. I'm not going to lie, like I do see drama around you. I see potentially loud personalities who maybe had in the past the ability to trigger you and really draw attention to themselves and away from you. But I feel like in August with this energy, it's like, well, what do you want to pay attention to? You've got to be careful, Scorpio. Spirit clarifies positivity for Scorpio. Your mindset is everything. Interesting. We have the 8 of Wands reversed. Yeah. What is going on here for Scorpio with this positivity card? I'm going to take the top card from that pile as well. So we have the 5 of Swords and Judgment. Clarify the 8 of Wands reversed. We have the 7 of Swords reversed. Clarify the 5 of Swords reversed. The Ace of Pentacles. Wow. Clarify Judgment. We have the Chariot reversed. At the back of the deck, we have the Magician. So I really feel like over here, you're either going to stop talking to someone in August, or you're going to limit the amount of energy that you give to that situation, because with the Seven of Swords reversed, it's behavior that you can't personally align with for whatever reason, whether this is a moral high ground or whether this is just because their actions are not authentic enough for what you are looking for. I just feel like you're going to stop communicating to someone. I also feel like a red flag indicator is going off in your head, and that's regarding a very specific situation. It's like this energy was there and then it stopped, and once it goes cold, there's a red flag feeling of like, well, I'm not going to push much further, like I'm just going to stay where I'm at, and I'm not going to coax them out of their shell. And it doesn't even have to be a romantic situation, Scorpio. It just feels like the Seven of Swords reversed is you just trying to focus on situations that are upfront. You're not trying to get entangled in anything, and you're not trying to play any games either. So you're just going to pull your energy back and stop it while it's early days. The other thing about this positivity vibe is I almost feel like you're trying to kind of break out of something in general that could have been either a very dramatic situation or a conflict or something that, you know, was going on in quite a conflicting way, if that makes sense. Like with the Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords here, I can't help but feel like either this was an argument or this was just a situation where you are literally having to kind of like walk away and choose something better for yourself, especially with the Ace of Pentacles being here. I do think that you closing one door is going to give you another opening immediately. Like it feels like immediately this Ace of Pentacles is like, congratulations, you walked away from a bad situation. Here's your prize, you know? And it could just be the case of you standing up for what you deserve and how you deserve to be treated. But I really feel like this very quickly, like you close one door, another door opens. So I see you avoiding a lot of conflict and unnecessary drama, and especially behavior or people who have the tendency to kind of play games, and you're just like, I can't. If you want to dance under the moonlight in the shadows and be a sneaky, sly trickster, that's you, but I can't this month. Especially with Judgment here, it's like you may have received a bit of a rude awakening about this kind of behavior or energy. Judgment is talking about you reinventing through some sort of awareness, some sort of truth. And I think with the Chariot reversed and the Magician reversed, this is a bit of a humbling situation where you may need to kind of hear something or see something that really makes you uncomfortable or really kind of brings out a strong fear or a strong feeling. And the way that I would liken the Chariot reverse to a Scorpio energy is like you're afraid to move forward because it's triggering darker aspects of your personality and you don't want to regress. So you're just kind of standing there and waiting for your anger or your jealousy or your frustration or whatever that dark feeling is to subside until you know like what you can do. So I want to say like people are trying to play with fire around you for some reason, and they're like, Scorpio, come, it doesn't hurt. And you're like, nah, fire and I go way back. Like, I'm not going back to fire. It's interesting. There is, and when I say regress, I don't mean like relapse and these words that make us feel guilty. Life is a journey for a reason, you know, we learn a lesson and sometimes we come back and we relearn that lesson because it hit different in this context. So it does feel like there may be regressive behavior or energy here, but I see you being very aware of it and learning something about it that makes you want to reinvent and be a different person ultimately. There's a huge lesson here in August about behavior and using communication to create more opportunity for yourself when faced with socially conflicting situations, because I could see how peer pressure could be a part of this, or just like somebody's bad influence could be a part of this, someone kind of trying to get you to do something that you feel you have outgrown and that you don't want to do anymore. Especially with the Magician reverse, slightly manipulative energy about this. So what is the advice here for Scorpio with positivity? What is the advice? We have make it look like night, the number 53. This is good advice because this is how you thrive. In between worlds, 55. It's really good advice for a Scorpio. And your last advice card is cosmic exploration. At the back of the deck, we have suppression of a star being, by hands unworthy, the first card in this deck. So with that card reversed, Scorpio, I can't help but feel like you need to make new friends. You need to have new connections that bring you positivity, and you really need to foster aspects of your life, especially your social life, people and personalities that bring out the best side of you, because you're going to be more aware of people that bring out the bad side of you and that dim you and that bring about this sort of like charged energy where you get very defensive and you kind of, or you become a wallflower. And I mean, listen, Scorpios aren't supposed to be wallflowers. You have your moment of being introverted and quiet and observant, and it's a bit scary, but you're not supposed to be wallflowers in every situation. So make it look like night. This is saying that you need to kind of, to get the right information, to get to this judgment energy, and it's going to happen anyway. This is your instinct kicking in. This advice is more about how the situation is going to play down. The reason why you become aware of this information and the reason why you're able to see this behavior and really make your own mind up about how you want to react is because you have a mysterious energy in this situation where you are very passive and just kind of keeping your cards close to your chest, being very observant and getting a good idea of what that person is like based on them basically digging their own grave. It gives me that energy of, in an argument, holding your mouth, biting your tongue, and just letting that person basically talk themselves stupid. That's what this feels like. Make it look like night is asking for you to take a more passive, observant response, and kind of a response of you just pulling your energy back. And because, first of all, you don't need to add fuel to this fire, but second of all, it's not even your drama is what it feels like, sweets. It's more about you realizing where you need to pull your energy back from so that you can start focusing on social aspects of your life that are more positive. With in between worlds here reversed, it does feel like this is a transitionary process that may have already taken effect for a lot of you. You may have already culled your social group, but for others of you with in between worlds reversed, there's a strong feeling of keeping different parts of your life separate, not crossing boundaries. It makes me think of having professional boundaries, you know, not getting too friendly with your clients, etc. And cosmic exploration is encouraging you to stay open and to keep your standards high. When I think of cosmic exploration, I think of like, don't just think of Earth, you know. We get so wrapped up in our daily life, we forget that there's a whole universe out there. We forget that space is infinite. Keep your standards and your expectations high and open. So that's what I'm seeing for your first theme. Let's have a look at your second theme. We have wisdom, the bay leaf in the upright position. So on this card, we have more Leo energy. So Leo season is really good for you because it's giving you a chance to kind of get out of dramatic situations and also foster more social connection. I feel like some of you may struggle with your self-confidence this August though, only because you put a lot of feelings into people and how they treat you. And as you redefine these personal and not so personal relationships, you're going to kind of need to redefine how you see yourself and how you let others see you as well. So your ego or your self-confidence may take a blow this month, but with wisdom being here, I strongly feel like you're going to learn by opening up to someone close. I see you either giving or sharing with someone. It feels back and forth, to be honest with you. I feel like you are going to strengthen a close connection. And I think that this wisdom feeling is a lot about processing an experience with someone and the two of you kind of bouncing off each other and getting to talk about what you've been through. It feels positive, even if it's traumatic experiences, the exchange of energy feels positive. So let's get some tarot out. What is going on with this wisdom card for Scorpio? We're going to take that, which is the Hanged Man reverse, strength upright. What is going on with Scorpio in this wisdom card? Which one, Spirit? I'm so confused. Oh, it's that one, the Four of Pentacles. Okay, let's clarify the Hanged Man reverse, please, Spirit. We have the Three of Wands. What about the Strength card? Oops, we have the Three of Cups. Something's on the ground. Okay, what is the Four of Pentacles doing here? the World card, and the Three of Swords reversed at the back of the deck. I love that for you, Scorpio. This is definitely about you realizing something and getting the chance to process it. This could be something that you were very confused about with the Hanged Man reversed. The Three of Wands is encouraging you to be able to, first of all, be aware of your opportunities and be aware of your energy so that you can be more aware of your opportunities in terms of expanding and how to invest your energy to get further. This feels like it's raising your aspirations and just keeping you more open and receptive to how the future is shaping out to be. It's more about trying to kind of take some blinder off so that you can see how much room you have to grow. But with the Hanged Man reverse, this is either a truth that you have struggled to accept or trust, or it's something that you're very confused about. This expansion is feeling like more of a burden. Like, gosh, where am I going? What am I doing next? I don't really know how to grow from here. With Strength here and the Three of Cups reversed, there is this feeling of having courage and the strength to be able to take some sort of goal more seriously. But with the Three of Cups reversed, it almost feels like we may have to make some sort of social sacrifice in order to do this. We may need to have courage to be more serious towards this pursuit, or courage to kind of even share what we've been working on with some of our social friends. This is very interesting. I'm getting two main messages. Either you may need to sacrifice social needs in terms of, with the Three of Cups reversed, this isn't connection that you need, it's just distractions, right? It's like the hedonistic side of socializing, where you just kind of go to for the sake of maintaining an appearance and kind of letting your hair down. But for others of you, it feels like you may be so focused on a goal here and really kind of getting something done in August that you're sacrificing the opportunity to be close to someone who is missing you. And the reason why this person is missing you is either because they haven't seen you in a while, or you suddenly change the dynamics of the friendship, and this person hasn't seen you as much as they used to before you started becoming so passionate about this one specific thing in your life. The reason why wisdom is impacting that is because you're learning how to kind of balance. And I think with Strength, you know that there are parts of your personality that gets really passionate and involved, to the point where it does kind of create blockages in other areas of your life. But it's about trying to figure out, like, well, what is most important to me right now? You know, as selfish as that sounds, it does sound selfish. The Strength card can look like a selfish energy sometimes, but we have to ask ourselves what is most important to us right now. With the Four of Pentacles and the World card here, I think that you are evolving. There is definitely a feeling of a cycle wrapping up here, and you getting recognition for your efforts and success, especially in your workplace or study. Some feeling of like achievement unlocked, you know, it's giving me Xbox vibes, like that ding, achievement unlocked. But with the Four of Pentacles, I do think that it hasn't necessarily been easy. I see you having the opportunity to reflect and consider whether you would do anything differently if given the chance to do this again, because I do feel like when one door closes, another door opens. The reason why we have the World here is because you're very close to starting something new. And I think that as you progress, as you hit new milestones, you're going to kind of look for people to celebrate these things with you, right? And if you've been sacrificing so much of your social life, who are you going to celebrate with? Like, who's left in the picture? Who even can appreciate your struggle if you've been doing this alone? So with the Three of Swords as your bottom deck energy, there is a feeling of revisiting a past wound, or trying to kind of figure out if you've made a mistake somewhere along the way, because your heart seems to be hurting about something, and it just makes you wonder, like, could I have done something differently here? But with the Three of Swords being reversed, it's not like this is a fresh wound. It's us kind of looking back at something, again, that we have already healed. And I can't help but feel like you have a lot to kind of keep you busy, but the wisdom of this, the energy of this wisdom is that you do seem to be trying to gain wisdom from the experience that you're having here, and trying to figure out if anything could be done differently or better. So what is the advice here for Scorpio? This is so interesting. We have gifts from the past, that nostalgic energy, 59. What is the advice? We also have, oh my gosh. Okay, well, we'll take those cards. Justice, upright, and healing through rest. So justice is the number 16 card, and we have 64, healing through rest. Gifts from the past is encouraging you to look back fondly, to not lament over regrets, but to learn from them. That's why we have wisdom here and not remorse or regret. We can learn from these things. And I feel like whatever this is, it's not a grave mistake. It's simply like, oh, you know, if I could, I would have done this differently. I also think that you're nostalgic for a reason. So you got to let yourself be nostalgic. You got to let yourself think back. Or you got to let yourself miss someone here. And you got to let yourself remember what you've come from. All these threes here, you know, and only one of them's upright. The one that's upright is saying that your energy is expanding, your horizon is expanding, but you're lacking this emotional pleasure of it, and you're lacking the mental stability of it. Like your mind is telling you something's wrong and your heart is telling you something's wrong, but your energy is saying like keep moving forward. So you got to kind of let the rest of you catch up to this growth. With healing through rest here, I do think that some of y'all need to take more action towards the things that your heart is calling you towards. You got to appreciate how you need to be more accountable for your happiness. And if you're not feeling happy about something, or if you are emotionally wanting something more, there is this feeling of you taking action towards it and realizing that your healing journey is non-linear as well. So you may, throughout life, have these feelings arise and need to address them as well. With justice being here, this is talking about balance, relationships, and harmony in general, because I see that as the justice card. But in this deck, it's associated with 16 and this smiley face and not so smiley face, depending on how you look at it. So I think the goal here is well, the advice here is that there's a lot of situations in life where there will be a winner and a loser. And whether we label it as such or whether we see it as a transaction of energy in which one person seems to take more positive energy and the other person takes more of a karmic energy that involves challenge and lessons and an ego bashing in some cases. In this case, this is the situation as it was intended to be. As difficult as that is to hear, there is a level of acceptance needed in the fact that you reap what you sow. And I do think that this is a learning experience of needing to maybe make changes in the future to ensure that you can reap something of a more beneficial reward, especially when it comes to social needs or emotional needs. You reap what you sow. It's very interesting. It feels very like judgy, you know, and I don't like it because I don't like to be judgy. But that's what this is giving me of, is like the universe passing judgment in the sense of like, this is the outcome based on the energy you've invested. And the wisdom of this experience is, okay, I'm going to invest energy differently next time, you know? So your last theme over here is the wholeness card, Black Mulberry. And that card is reversed. We have Aquarius 33 and some water energy. So there is something missing. There's this feeling of I'm missing something here, and it could be friendship with Aquarius over there. I am getting this theme of you just not being as social or not feeling as socially joyful as you usually are. It feels like the only interactions you are having are reminding you of why certain people aren't in your life, and then you're missing people who are at a distance to you potentially. So wholeness is a vibe of you feeling like your emotional capacity is stunted or it's not as full as it usually is. Spirit, how is this relating to Scorpio in August? Okay. Oh, we got two cards. Queen of Wands. We're missing someone very specific. The Emperor. Could be a fire sign or someone who brought us a lot of excitement and spark. This is interesting though. There's something else going on over here. What's happening with this wholeness card for Scorpio? 6 words you never understood. Wish You Were Gay by Billie Eilish. That's interesting. What's going on with this Emperor card? We have Capricorn, Devil. Oh my gosh. I get scared every time I see this incredibly phallic symbol it's holding. Like, wow. Looking so enchanted by it too. At the back of the deck, we have Justice in the reverse position. So you got some feelings of real, like, judgment energy here, like, and not in the judgment card sense, like in a judicial sense of somebody, like, what goes around comes around. And I don't like it because it sounds really like, this could be the cross watcher, but it sounds really like you get what you're given, you know, like it sounds really like, like, I don't know how to word it, just like sassy, almost petty. So we have the Emperor being clarified by the Devil. First of all, what the heck? You're not feeling complete because I feel like you're being either very restrictive and controlled and stoic and careful and specific, and your routine is like Fort Knox over here, or you are very afraid of like going off the wagon here and doing something very devilish, let's say. There's a feeling here of being very restrictive towards yourself with the Emperor and the Devil. And you're literally playing with fire over here again, because you're kind of, I'm just going to say, like, from personal experience, any Capricorn or any person with Saturn, strong Saturn placements can relate. Restriction will literally just eventually lead to binging. Like, the more you restrict, the more you want it. So there is a feeling here of restricting something because you're deeming it as either being toxic, dangerous, unhealthy, codependent, or simply very fiendish, devilish. And I think that you're doing so much to stop yourself from reaching for some sort of temptation in August. And it feels like we're literally like dry. We're cutting ourselves off. But there's this energy under the surface of, I just need it. So the way that this progresses, we have the Two of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Wands. So this theme of not feeling whole, of not having what you need, is also a feeling of suppressing an aspect of yourself. Like, we feel like we're dull because we're not getting enough of this. We feel like we're kind of losing our spark, losing our source of inspiration, of creativity, of passion. We also feel like we're less attractive, or like we're not quite our usual self. We feel like we've become a bit dull, is what I would say. And for some of you, this is you trying to be someone that you're not. With the Two of Pentacles reversed, you're trying to kind of cut corners and simplify your life, trying to do something that feels very out of balance, out of whack. The Two of Pentacles reversed is like someone who's trying a new routine or trying to do something differently, and it's making them feel very off balance. But you may be doing this because your doctor said, you know, you got to cut sugar out of your diet, you got to cut salt out, like watch your blood pressure or start focusing on this instead. Or you may be doing this because for some reason you told yourself that you need it temporarily, like you need to kind of go on a detox or something. But I feel like with the Hermit card upright and the Queen of Cups, there is this feeling of it leading to more of like an introspective change rather than a physical change. If you were trying to diet for the sake of changing your physical appearance, it's just going to put you in this deep energy of you realizing what you're missing on an internal sort of point of view. It feels very deep. It feels like this wholeness feeling. We may be using physical distractions, or we may be trying to restrict our physical pleasures, but we're actually realizing that this is a reflection of how we're seeing ourselves currently. And there is a strong feeling of trying to love yourself more with the Queen of Chalices and the Hermit. This is a very introspective feeling of self-love. But if we're repelling people as well because of this restriction, or if we feel like we're not as attractive to others, this is changing how we're seeing ourselves as well. So a heavy, heavy feeling over here. With Justice reversed, I feel like you are missing someone from your life, a very specific person. And it could be that you're trying to distract yourself from missing them, and that's why you're going into this sort of stoic, controlled energy where some of you are becoming workaholics to distract yourself, or others of you are going on crazy exercise situations. Like, I don't even know what this is, except that it's almost coming through as some sort of punishment. And it's not that you feel guilty, but you feel off balance and you feel like you need to kind of keep your mind going, or keep your energy flowing, but it doesn't feel very productive as well. Like it just feels very forced and structured, and it's causing us to develop these strong feelings and thoughts and ideas, because from here we're also questioning, well, you know, what does this mean? So can we figure out what happens from hermit mode? We have the Knave of Wands, a new journey of passion. So you kind of need to do this in order to realize what you actually want, because this whole situation is showing you what you're missing. And the Ace of Swords says a new idea is going to form from this hermit mode. Once you finally get into that introspective energy, you're going to kind of either go after someone that you're really missing, someone who is considered to be like a really strong equal, someone who you need to kind of open up to more, share your feelings with more, someone who you miss. You feel very attached to them already, and it feels like you just need to see where things are going. I feel like this is a friend for most of you, but for others of you, it's a reflection of you needing more emotional intimacy in many different ways, right? Like, even if you're happily in a loving romantic relationship, friendship is being highlighted throughout your reading. And for others of you, this could be a lover who you have a good friendship with, or someone who you're trying to cultivate a stronger friendship with. So what is the advice, closing advice over here with this wholeness card for Scorpio? What is the closing advice? Okay. We have good things. Yes, we love good things. That's number 11 in this deck. We also have dependency. Yes, I was feeling dependency with that Devil card. Dependency is the number 61. And we also have fear that the light will bring judgment. I kept feeling judgment here. Number 5. And we have no one is yours but you. This card is the number 41. At the back of the deck is visions, the number 67. 67. So, as advice, you really need to give yourself more of the good things. And listen, I'm not saying to be gluttonous here. Too much of anything is bad for you, sweets, but good things, like protect yourself from those harmful behaviors, from those harmful patterns, from those harmful situations that end up limiting your opportunity to experience the good things. Because I feel like you're getting so wrapped up in something to a point where it's obsessive. Like, it's ridiculous. Life isn't about processes and structures. We need those things temporarily, but if we stay stuck in that rigidity, we're literally limiting the point of living. What is life without living? So no one is yours but you is encouraging you to be more of your unique, wonderful self, and to realize how you don't conform in some ways. That's the other thing about Aquarius. It's not just friendships and sort of this feeling of needing to find yourself. It's actually about embracing who you are, because Aquarius energy can feel very alien-like. It can feel very like an outsider. No one is yours but you is encouraging you to be who you are, Scorpio, and to find meaningful connection based on who you are. So I almost feel like this is you trying to figure out how to be more authentic in social situations or in general, especially if you're trying to cultivate some sort of presence. It feels like you're feeling off balance because you've kind of lost yourself a little bit here, especially if you've lost someone who you were relying on in terms of bringing out this better side of you. With dependency reverse, there's this feeling here of actually we all need people. I feel like you're going to get inspired by somebody else, like somebody's presence in your life is going to kind of inspire you. And it's not about being dependent. It's just about realizing that connection is a part of being human, a part of being living. Like, we may be spiritual beings and we may need our introspective moments, but I feel like this theme is about coming together and growing together, especially because you have the Justice card reversed. It's a feeling of an imbalanced situation, or a partnership that's not working, or just a situation that involves two parties that is imbalanced. Fear that the light will bring judgment. As advice, you've got to change the way that you see yourself. You've got to change how you use other people's opinions of you for harmful ways. There is a strong feeling here of allowing you to be who you are in order to attract the right kind of person towards you, whether that's based on mutual interest or whether that's based on differences that inspire individuality, right? You don't have to have friends that all look the same as you or like the same things. Sometimes having a friend that is very different to you can encourage you to be your individual self, because then you're not comparing yourself to them. You're like, no, we're two different people. Like, they like their anime and I'm very much into my K-pop, and we don't cross lines, but we support each other for our own interests. Whatever this is, it's about changing how you see, how you let other people's impact, vision of you impact you, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Scorpio. My gosh, I think you're my longest group so far. So much energy. I'm going to close your reading by telling you zodiac signs that could be significant in the month ahead. We have strong Libra energy, strong Judgy energy. We've got Libra, Virgo, Aries, Capricorn. We also have more Aquarius and, more Capricorn, more Aquarius. We have Leo, we've got Pisces, we have some Cancer energy, and there was you, Scorpio and Aquarius over here with Judgment energy. So that's what I'm seeing for you. I hope that was helpful. I hope the advice was very informative as well. If this didn't resonate 100%, don't force it to fit. Don't let it take from you. You could have messages in your sun, moon, rising. If this didn't resonate, the big three in your natal chart are a good place to start. Otherwise, stay tuned for those mid-month love predictions, and I shall see you in another video. Bye.